some downfalls of living next door to a bar, obviously. There's also a lot of really awesome things about living next to a bar, which seems kind of strange. I mean, it's a bar, like, they're really great neighbors. Like, Andy, who owns the bar, is stellar. Like, honestly, he's a great neighbor. We love the bartenders. They're our friends. Most of them became family to us. And the people that you get to meet, it's just really cool. So, yesterday, Saturday evening, I went over to the bar to go see my happy hour friends, and then they all dipped out before I got there. It was like 6 o'clock. What the fuck, happy hour friends? 6 o'clock. Happy hour till 7. Anyways, so I walked in there, and there was nobody. It was me and Luke. For like 2 hours, it was me and Luke. Another perk of living next to the bar. 1, I know the bartenders. 2, I know when it's not busy, and we can just go over there and kick it. So I did. And me and Luke sat there, and we just talked, and we just yammered. So, at one point, a gentleman came in. He was like a bike rider, which, I mean, that's very common. And he asked if, oh my God. Pebbles. Anyways, he's a bike rider, and he was coming in on the trail, off the trail, and he asked if they had sandwiches, and I was like, that's a weird thing. And apparently their sign outside says they have like beer and sandwiches and stuff. And Luke was like, oh no, that sign's really old. We have pizza. And the guy was like, okay, I'll take a pizza. So, really cool guy. He was just standing at the end of the bar, waiting on his pizza, got a beer, just kind of kicking it. And he was asking us about, like, where you could camp for the night. And we were telling him about the gazebo and all that. And he was like, well, it's something about the ballpark. And he was like, he thinks he might go there because of, there's bathrooms there and all this stuff. I was like, yeah. And we were just explaining, all this to it. And it's, you can go where it's fine and blah, blah, blah. And so we were asking him, Luke was like, well, where are you riding? Where are you from? And he was like, Boston. I was like, Boston, Massachusetts? He was like, yeah. And he lives in Boston. He's from Los Angeles. And he is biking back to Los Angeles. Because they go see his parents, I guess. And he might get a puppy. It was a whole thing. I think, if memory serves, he just finished school. He's, doesn't have a job right now, and, fucking COVID. And so I compared to like, well, why don't you come and see us? And he was not real sure about flying and stuff, which is everything. And they're like, why don't you bike? I think, And so he was like, okay. So he's biking to see them. And, just a really cool dude. I had a lot of watermelon, so I went and took him some watermelon. I was going to offer him some leftovers, but I don't have any because I don't cook. And he had pizza anyway. Luke wanted leftovers, and I was like, I got nothing. Would you like some watermelon? Can I offer you some watermelon? So I did, and they ate it. But anyways, this guy sat there, like 45 minutes, an hour. We're just talking. One other person was there. Scott was there, and it was just dead. People eventually showed up. But it was really chill, and I don't know what started talking about it, but he said something about, I was telling him, well, I live next door, all this stuff, because Luke was like, oh no, she can go get her watermelon. She lives right next door. It's fine. And he was like, well, could I camp in your yard or something? I was like, oh, absolutely. Like, I didn't even think about that. Like, yeah, if you want to do that, like, you can sure do that, And so I was like, I can, show you over there. And I was being like such a like nurse mom. And I was like, okay, so like you have your food and stuff. I was like, do you need anything? Like, do you have ibuprofen? Do you have Band-Aids? Do you need anything like that? And he was like, oh no, I've got all that stuff. I'm really good. I was like, okay, cool. And then I was like, do you need a shower? I was like, okay. So his name is Matt, and he was so nice. And I brought him over here and was like going to show him inside to, take a shower. See my tan line from a watch. And he walked on the deck, and he brought his bike with him and everything, because that's what bike people do. And he was like, oh, I could sleep right here on the couch. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, I didn't really think about that, but you sure could. I was like, my husband's going to be up probably a lot of the night, and he's going to be coming in out the doors, and he goes, I'm used to sleeping by the highway, so it probably won't bother me. And I was like, oh, okay, well, absolutely. So anyways, Matt, I showed him inside to the bathroom. He had all of his own toiletries. I was like, oh God, I don't even know if Elsie has soap in her bathroom. Like, I don't know. And he's like, oh no, I have my own stuff. I was like, okay. And he took a shower, and when he got ready for the shower, he gave me his clothes, and I washed his clothes for him that needed washed. And we got done the shower. He sat in the kitchen with me, and we talked for another hour. He was just the coolest dude, just super cool, telling me about his adventure. He's been biking for the past 22 days. And I was like, oh, we're halfway there. He's like, oh no. He's like, I have 70 days left. I was like, what? Apparently it's a lot. It's real far in California from here. He's headed to Colorado. He's got some friends there. So he's going to hold off in Colorado for a week and just kick it with his friends. So he seemed pretty excited about that. And I thought that seemed really fun. And his parents were going to get a dog, but it's you can't find puppies out there, any kind of dog. And they're just charging a lot of money for him because the demand is so high. And so I'm not 100% sure about the puppy situation, but and we were like, well, how are you going to get back home? And he's like, I'm probably going to fly. But he was so nice. He had all of his things, and he was just I think he said he was 30. I'm pretty sure he is an engineer, unemployed right now, just finished schooling and all this stuff. And it was just really cool, and what a cool adventure. And I was like, why? I'm like, why fucking not? Do it now, because you're probably not going to have another opportunity like this. So he was really cool. He stayed the night here. He left this morning before I got up, obviously, because I stayed up drinking really late. But he's on Instagram, and I found him on Instagram. And so I'm definitely following this kid. He was a great guy, really nice kid. And I wish him well. And I think he's going to do great in his endeavors. But that's a really cool thing about living next to the Hitching Post, honestly. It's just the people you meet. I've met so many people. One night, my neighbor across the street, Jason, and our other friend Tyler, and me, and I think Doug, we were all at the bar. And me and Doug must have left early, which is weird. Because Jason and Tyler were still there. And I was getting ready for bed. And Jason texted me and was like, get back here. And I was like, he was like, you won't regret it. And I was like, fine. So I get dressed again, walk back over to the bar, and Jason and Tyler are sitting on the front porch, which is where we had left them earlier. And they were like, we were fucking sitting here. And this was midnight. And they're like, and this guy rode up on this bicycle. And I think his name was Possum. And this dude had a banjo case strapped to the side of his bicycle. He was biking to his friend's house just down the trail, which he had traveled a great distance as well. But he was I don't know, 30 minutes from his destination. But he stopped at the bar, and I'm like, it's fucking dark on the trail, dude. What are you doing? I was really worried. And this dude got his fucking banjo out and sat there. And we were outside. Jason went and got spoons and played the spoons. I feel there's gotta be video of it somewhere, but I don't know where. And another friend of ours came out, and we were singing, and this guy it was fucking magical. Those are the kinds of things I don't think you can get in a subdivision. You living on a cul-de-sac, that ain't happening. Sometimes living next to the bar is kind of crazy. There's a lot of people outside. They make a lot of noise. They rev their engines up. They act fucking a fool. Sometimes they run into your house. Dumb shit happens. But then sometimes a lot of really cool shit happens. And that's just the people who come to the bar to hang out there. Not to mention the friends I've made from the bar. The bartenders, people maybe. It's just it's been way cooler. I was like, oh, the next bar, that's cool. You can walk home. Yeah, it is. That's really cool. But it's so fucking cool knowing these people. And the bartenders, they've all they're younger kids, they're in college, and just being able to watch them grow up and then get married and have kids. It's just oh, it tugs at my little heartstrings. They're my babies. And the ones that are still here, I just love them. And like, if they ever leave me, I just don't know what I'll do. I'll be so sad. Don't leave me. But it's great. I love living next to the bar. And this is a prime example why. And then this morning, Doug's like, why do you get up and make him breakfast? And I was like, because it's probably been a while since he's had a good home-cooked meal. And I was like, you think I would be able to provide him a good home-cooked meal? I was like, you're cute. I didn't. And then I kind of felt bad. And Doug was like, maybe he went to Dottie's. And I was like, does he even know Dottie's was there? And then I was kind of like, oh my God, I wish I had this kid's number. And I would be like, did you eat? Do you need food? He was fine, though. He was a completely capable young man. Very nice. His name was Matt Wonderlick. I'll have to find his Instagram link and put it on the comments or something just so you guys can follow him. It was just really cool. He was a great kid, and I love these kind of stories. They're honestly my favorite part about living here. So, and the fucking deck came in handy yet again. The couch just paying for itself. I love it. Anyways, tomorrow is Monday, the start of a new week. It's going to be a great week. I've had a couple great weeks in a row, so I feel like my shitty week is coming up. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I am loving my new car, my 92 Accord. Oh, I can't express the amount of joy it's brought to my life, but it's a lot. So anyway, fucking ripped my earring out. See? Told you I was getting ready to have a bad week. Just started. Anyways, I'm gonna chat at y'all later.